The Doctor and Hugh stand in an alleyway outside a side door on the bronze dome. The Doctor takes a gold cylindrical device with a purple gem-like object at the top and buttons near the bottom from her coat pocket. Then she presses a button near the base and the device glows at the tip. The two arched metal wires suspended crossways over the purple tip spin around it. She then crouches down and places it on the keypad on the door, which seems to require a numerical code.
What's that?
A sonic screwdriver. It's running all the possible equations in the known universe needed to open the door.
Right. I'm gonna pretend like I understood some of that. Basically, it unlocks anything?
Well, anything except a deadlock seal or wood. Wood's given me a fair bit of trouble over the years. I must say, you're handling this whole alien thing rather well.
Oh, I'm shocked, alright. What you've said about time travel sounds like utter madness. But I can always tell when someone is lying, so unless I've gone mad or I'm dreaming, your explanation regarding that police box and Collard is the only one that makes sense. Besides, as a wise man once said, when you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth.
Sherlock Holmes, the sign of 4. You must get a lot of detective jokes given your last name and profession.
Oh, you don't know the half of it. Now I suppose you'll tell me you've met Conan Doyle.
Surprisingly, no. Shakespeare, Agatha Christie and Dickens, yes. But I haven't got around to meeting Doyle. It's on my list of things to do when I'm not trying to stop disaster from striking one planet or another.
I was joking about Conan Doyle.
I wasn't. Presto!
As the two enter the building, Hugh pulls out his gun, keeping it low to the ground. The Doctor gives it a distasteful look but says nothing. The building has a high, domed ceiling. The light is fairly low, and hundreds of gray ramped passageways crisscross above them.
Well, if there was any doubt about it being the Daleks, this architecture confirms it. Daleks have a thing for dark and foreboding domes, and all the ramps with multi-level passageways make sense considering that stairs aren't their forte.
Look at all these passageways and levels. There have to be hundreds of routes. Which way do we go?
We're looking for some kind of control room. The Sonic should be able to track where the most technology is. Let's take the tunnel to the left.
I see people up ahead.
The Doctor widens the glow of her sonic in the low light, revealing humans standing in the lines along the corridor. Slowly they approach. None of the bodies are moving. The humans vary in age and sex, some older, some younger, but all have the same blank, soulless stare.
Those poor people. I think we know what happened with those disappearances.
What happened to them?
Those are Dalek puppets. The Daleks release something called nanogenes, which as soon as they come into contact with an organism, automatically convert it into a Dalek. They maintain the memories of the individual, but are almost always completely subject to the will of other Daleks. They could be ordered to kill their own relative, and they usually wouldn't be able to stop themselves.
That sounds like a fate worse than death. Is there nothing we can do for them?
No, the conversion is permanent. They're beyond saving. Come, we need to go before they wake up.
Hugh and the Doctor carefully move past the Dalek puppets. After waiting for several minutes, the tunnel opens up into a large room. A series of control panels covered in buttons, knobs, and levers takes up a large portion of the brightly lit room. The Doctor strides over to one of the control panels and takes out a pair of half-moon spectacles before beginning to type.
What do all these things do?
I'm not entirely sure. Daleks aren't that complex as far as motives, but they can be shockingly creative with their invasion attempts. I need to find out what their plan is this time, so I'm hacking into the computer system. What I can tell you is this isn't a building. It's a spaceship.
A what?
A spaceship, albeit a damaged one.
How did it get here? Why didn't anyone see it?
Oh, the ship probably had some kind of camouflage or perception filter that hid its arrival from human eyes. Could you do me a favor and watch that screen on the left? It shows the location of the Daleks.
Evil aliens in plain sight in Sydney, and nobody noticed. It's absurd.
You'd be surprised how often that happens. Humans may be my favorite species, but you do have a habit of purposely ignoring things that don't fit into your view of normal.
You make us sound like pets.
Forgive me. When you've been around for over 2,000 years, you can occasionally lose touch with other species. One of the curses of a Time Lord, or lady in my case.
2,000! You don't look a day over 30. Every time I think I can't be surprised, you manage to shock me even more.
Consider it a speciality of mine.
On a more serious note, what are these Daleks capable of? How much damage can they do?
Why don't you see it for yourself?
She presses a button on the console and a light much like a projector shines onto the blind covering the opposite wall. Images begin to play of the Daleks and their gold-domed casings covered in gold spheres, their eye sockets staring and swiveling soullessly. As she watches, the Doctor's eyes suddenly take on a pained, older look that contrasts with her younger appearance. A montage plays of the burning villages and planets with screaming people running in every direction as the hordes of Daleks close in. The Doctor stops the images just as a single Dalek is shown wiping out an entire army.
That's what they can do, Hugh. They've wiped out many incredibly advanced civilizations without a single regret. The damage they could do to a less advanced one like Earth is immeasurable.
So why haven't they attacked before now? They arrived a year ago.
Because the ship is damaged. I imagine they've been working to repair it before they make their move. That's part of why they've been creating the Dalek puppets.
So how do we stop them then?
Well, lucky for us the ship isn't totally repaired yet. I should be able to meddle with it so it disintegrates once it clears Earth's atmosphere. What do you think?
Good plan. Except for the fact that it appears the Daleks are heading our way.
Damn! Okay, plan B. You, come over here. I need you to look inside this panel. Have you ever hot-wired a car before?
Yes? Why?
Well, this has a similar principle.
Listen carefully. You need to get all the switches into the hexagonal pattern on this diagram I've drawn before you end by touching the green and yellow wires together. Once you've done that, run back to where we came in. The Sonic will guide you. Just press the button closest to the bottom.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to be the distraction. The Daleks and I will have a little talk, so to speak.
They could kill you.
I know. But if I don't do this, then they'll kill Earth's population, starting with Sydney. Now hurry!